forward. From Florence, we rented a car. Someone upgraded the car because the car that we rented it's not available because we were there early and it's not ready yet. So we wanna. It's only 30 minutes earlier though, so I felt that it was a little bit of ploy by the rental company to say that the car that you want is not available. If you top up a little bit, you can get a better car, or else you have to wait and stuff like that. So we just decided the money is a little bit more, right? And I think you wanted to try that car as well. So we got it. And what's the car that we rented?
Audi Q3.
Oh, Audi Q3. Is it Audi or Audi? Let us know. Is it Audi or Audi? Then you quite like the car, right? Was it quite scary for you when you first drove out?
I mean, it's my first time driving SUV.
Florence in the city.
And I think that Italian roads are generally quite narrow compared to Singapore roads. And it's left-hand drive. And while I have already driven the Ferrari on the road in Maranello, but those roads are quite quiet and there's always a instructor next to me, right, to guide me in case I drift or whatever kind of thing. But so-called after I took the car in Florence, I think the first few kilometers were just trying to get a hang of the dimensions of the car.
It was quite huge, right?
It was it feels quite big
compared to what we have drove before.
Yeah, definitely. Compared to my current car now, I think it definitely feels bigger. It feels a bit higher. So it took some time to get used to it.
Oh, there was a deer that ran across the road when we were driving, and I was like, because when we were driving, right, you see a lot of signages where the signage is a triangle sign and then there's a deer jumping, and I was thinking, is that a real thing? Like, do deers really do that, or is it just generally beware of animals, right?
Yeah. Or like, because they just want you to drive slower, so they scare you.
Yeah, and I really saw 2 or 3 deers. Yeah. Like, I think behind us, in front of us. In front of us.
I mean, behind us we won't know because we don't check our.
In front of us, that tung tung, and then we were like, oh. And then I was thinking, what if we bang the deer house? Yeah. So okay. It's pretty interesting and scary for me. And then after that, I start to try to look around and see if got other stuff we could jump onto the roads. Okay, so that's the drive for the country roads, and we visited a lot of small cities.
You don't want to talk about Florence outlet?
No, anything to talk about?
No, I think Florence outlet is worth a visit lah. I mean, before we finish Florence, but it's a bit far out, so we definitely need to I think there's a shuttle bus that goes there.
Quite a lot of people take that bus.
Yeah.
But you have to watch the timing, like you miss that bus, I don't know how you're going to go.
Yeah, because even for us driving there from the city, we rented a car from city center. Driving there, it took about 1 hour, almost 45 minutes to 1 hour.
So after Florence, we went to San Gimignano, is it? That's how you say it? Gimignano.
Yeah. Somewhere there. Correct.
It's a very beautiful town on top of a hill, right?
We ate the world's best gelato.
We ate the world's best gelato. Yes.
At 9 a.m. There was nobody. As in, like, I think the shop, I'm quite sure we are the first customer. Because
nobody eats ice cream.
Yeah. I think they just opened only. Then they were surprised. Wow, these kiasu Asians already come here and eat ice cream already.
Yeah. I mean, I must say that yes, we are quite kiasu. We wake up very early, but we also sleep pretty early. Right? And healthy lifestyle. After San Gimignano, we went to
Volterra. We just went Volterra for a few hours. We drove there. It's quite nearby, I think about 100, less than 100 click, maybe 40, 50 click. So walk around, explore a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then after Volterra, actually that is not our final stop for that day lah. We went to Siena. We visited Siena already. We didn't stay in Siena. We went to the place that we stayed in the middle of nowhere one,
Let me check our Excel sheet.
which is near to Asciano. It's in the middle of the nowhere, and then after that when we woke up and we really like the accom.
Oh, the Asciano accommodation is really very far.
Yeah.
It's really very far from the main roads, right?
Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere one. I mean, I think
it's beautiful. Because it's in the middle of a lot of wineries.
Yeah.
Right, so you
It's
really
middle of hills and whatever.
like hills, and then all the plantations. It's just magical. I think it's pretty magical. Where
Just
you
chill.
just have peace.
Yeah.
And quiet and sunrise.
Yeah. The next day we were supposed to leave earlier, but she wanted to stay longer to enjoy just the peace and quiet, right? So
because
I
all
think
the
that was
towns
fine.
after a while really look the same.
Yeah.
So unless you want to get to a town to buy something because they're famous for something, yeah, please go ahead. Like we went to where to buy stuff.
Okay, so after Siena we went to Montepulciano. So Montepulciano is where she bought her Pienza coffee.
Yeah.
And it's also famous as a grape, actually. But in Montepulciano is also where we visited one of the wineries. I mean the winery shop. And actually there's a basement areas where they actually age some of their wines in
It's
that
a
shop.
wine spa. So the wine go there for spa. They go there and rest.
Yeah. Yep. In barrels. So they don't make the wine there lah. But they let it age over there. So we did a free tour, and then there was some wine tasting, which was the only wine tasting that we did in this whole trip. Basically, their main product that they were trying to sell was a Vino di Nobilo, which is actually their own Nobile, which is actually 70 to 90% Sangiovese grape with a bunch of other Italian grapes.
Yeah. So Sangiovese, they keep repeating this word Sangiovese. I think it's supposed to be something special, is it?
No, it's their grape lah. It's their local grape.
So
So
they are trying to sell the
Sangiovese is
Sangiovese
used to make Chiantis. So if you ever drink a Chianti is usually 100% Sangiovese grape. Yeah. But they can use the Sangiovese grape. Apparently, the person was saying that there's over 70 different varieties of Sangiovese grape as well. Yeah, and
the only thing I remember is the barrels because it's huge. It's like
It's huge.
3 meters tall. No,
yeah,
3 meters tall. So the barrels were 3 meters tall,
about
about
different.
1.5
Yeah.
meters wide.
Yeah, because basically the barrels can store 4,000 liters.
Yeah. So and then there's a tiny door. So imagine if the barrel is like that, right? And then the door is like that. So when they want to clean the barrel, right, the whole person go inside.
10 person are trained to do this,
10%.
but for the big barrel, it's only 2 person go inside at one time to go and clean so that they can clean
need
faster.
to scrub down the crystals that are being formed so
On
that
the-
the barrels
on
can
the-
be reused
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
So it was pretty fun.
The barrels are made of oak. Yeah. So they need to be clean so that it can continue to impart flavors into the wine.
Yeah, so after Montepulciano, we went to Orvieto.
Yep.
So yeah, this will be the 3rd day of our drive already. And this time we are not staying outside the old towns. We are staying right in the middle of the old town. So it was quite scary for us because it's very difficult to drive inside the old town. Most of the roads are one-way roads. You cannot see whether that one-way road is you're driving in the right direction. And it's really very narrow. We have a really huge car. We are supposed to park outside the town, but we are supposed to go inside the town to collect our keys lah. So, but all in all, it was pretty interesting. After we collected our keys, we parked our car. This is the first time I think we went to an old town where the car park is linked via some underground tunnels and escalator up directly into the middle of the old town. So very convenient compared to a lot of other places, including Rome and Florence. I feel.
Yeah. I think the thing about driving in Italy in old towns is that you have to note that most of these places they have this thing called zone traffical limitation or limit ZTL. So this ZTL means by right you cannot drive into this area
unless you're a resident.
Unless you're authorized or you're a resident, you're doing deliveries or whatever to the shops inside these things. So we had to go drive into the ZTL because our apartment was in the old town and we didn't really have a permit, right? And we were actually stopped outside the ZTL by some random passerby pedestrian who kindly advised us to make a right turn.
Yeah.
Don't turn in. So she disembarked and then she went to the com and then I went to make a loop. But then when I went to make a loop, I was like, I almost gonna stuck in some dead end. Then I was like thinking to myself, screw this, I'm just gonna drive into the ZTL and just gonna pick her up so that I can get the car park key to go to the car park to go and park. Yeah, because without the car park key, I cannot go in also. Yeah.
So it's pretty confusing lah, but it's pretty good experience. We had quite a good dinner at Orvieto too, right? At this place, I remember the green and red.
Yeah. I mean the original place I wanted to go for dinner. So usually we don't pre-plan what we want to eat, except for the places in Modena which you have to book in advance. But for Orvieto, I was just looking around what I might want to eat, and yeah, so I found this place that is quite highly rated on Google Map, and we just went on.
I think the thing about we rarely go out at night because we are really very tired by the time night falls. So this time was one of the very very few times where we are out at night. And in these old towns, there's really not a lot of people. And he was looking for restaurants. The restaurants he go, I don't know why Google Maps always bring him to quiet places where I think someone will just jump on me and rob me, or a vampire will just come and suck my blood. Don't ask me why I have that kind of imagination. But yeah, I was freaking out, right? Then I was like telling him, can we like go to the main roads? It looks safer. Why are you always bringing me dark roads where there's no lights? So scary. But he didn't catch the hint. He was just hungry and he wants to go somewhere to eat. And he refused to go anywhere without good reviews. So Google Maps is his best friend. If it is not on Google Maps, he don't want to go in.
I mean, I don't want to waste my calories. I mean, we did visit some coffee places that are not on Google Maps. So like those
because of me.
Low impact one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because if I want something, I see something, I'll just go and take it. I don't go Google and see is it good enough for me. Because yeah, I mean, I love food. I love to appreciate food as well, but you know, sometimes you just gotta be a little bit adventurous.
Yeah. And so sometimes I just follow her, right? So sometimes I just ask her, how you want to follow your nose? You want to follow Google Map? So sometimes if she doesn't, like she anything, like she's not hungry, then she doesn't let me decide, then okay lah, then I follow Google Map, So it's like give and take lah, It's like it's not like I will say, hey, this place not on Google Map, let's get out of here, that kind of thing. I will always take a reference really, then see whether I want to whatever follow ma.
Yeah, for me, I'm like the adventurous type. I will make the way, and he will follow.
Yeah.
So that's how we make a team. Yeah. Okay. So that ends our 4-day 3 nights.
Kind of.
Yeah, 5 days, 4 days.
4 days, 4 nights, 3 nights.
Yeah, around the Tuscany.
Yeah.
States, countries, what they call towns, province. Yeah.
Area lah, that's Tuscany area.
Yeah.
Overall, I think nice. It's quite worth going. But actually, there are a few options. So if you don't want to drive to Tuscany and all that kind of and do all these things, there are a lot of options where you can take day trips out of Rome or Florence to just visit some of these old towns, which along the way we also came across these groups. So there's another option that you can consider. It's just that you don't get to maybe experience a farm stay or whatever kind of thing, which, I mean, it's really up to you, your own personal preference.
So our next video will be our last leg of the trip. So see you guys in the next video.
Ciao.
Ciao.